Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Back again with yet another MKM commander. Well, not commander, but one of the cards from the main set I think can be a commander. And it's going to be Kylox, a visionary inventor today. Legendary creature, a Vicino artificer with menace, ward 2 and haste for a 4/4. 7 mana is a lot for a 4/4, but it's the ability that matters here. Whenever Kylox attacks, sacrifice any number of other creatures, then exile the top X cards of your library where X is their total power. You may cast any number of instants of sorcery spells from among the exiled cards without paying their mana costs. Yeah, okay then. That's quite good. We have a lot of ways around this, and this is how I've built today's deck. And I'm really hoping, before I go any further, if you haven't before, please hit the subscribe button, help me out. Trying to get to 500 by the end of the year. 339 as I record this here on YouTube, so the more the merrier, help me out. You know, let your friends know, get them to help out as well. Okay, anyway, the deck itself looks like this. The mana base is what you'd expect it to be for any blue-red deck. Loads of islands, loads of mountains, dual lands all the way through. Castle Vantress is here just to help us get the scrying on. The Castle Embereth is here just to help us pump up some of the creatures we do cast. There's no Reliquary Tower for a change in the deck. I have taken out for this one, but Temple of the False Goddesses, we do need the mana eventually. So, Artifact ramp, and it's heavy. It's going to, this one, if you build this in real life, may be a little bit expensive. I'm very aware of that. MTGO is not too bad, but real life could be bad. So, Mox Tantalite, Soul Talisman, Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Soul Ring, and Talisman of Creativity. Now, I haven't included the Signet in here. I did think about it, but I really didn't want to take anything else out to fit any 4 ramp in. I figured with all of these here at 0 or 1 drops, even if they are on suspend, we should have enough to get there. But there are some things you can take out if you don't want to have them in, if you want to have the Signet in as well. For example, well, when I get to it, I'll show you. That was one, the Dragon, wherever I've just done with it. We'll get back to it anyway. It can be one you take out. So, 1 drops. Serum Visions is here. Any 1 drop you want. You play Brainstorm if you prefer. I just like Serum Visions, because I like this artwork. That's the pure reason for me playing it. Elixir of Immortality is also here, just to shuffle everything back in as we use it. Cyclonic Rift and Counterspell gives a bit of board control. I have not played Mana Drain in this deck specifically because there is... I'm trying to keep the costs down on MTGO a little bit. I'm not even trying to keep the costs down in real life. You'll see why when we get there shortly. But we do have ways... instants and sorceries and sacrificing creatures, so there is a lot of token generation in here. So Dragon Fodder, Forbidden Friendship, Krenko's Command, Ral's Reinforcements kick it all off. They're all 2 mana for 2/1/1s. Forbidden Friendship's quite nice because the Dino has haste, so yeah, from that point of view it's quite fun. But they're all sort of like 2 mana for 2. Chrome Host Sea Shark is very nice because when we cast the non-creature spells, this is one of the few other creatures. We're only playing 11 creatures in total in the deck, by the way. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, which there's 52 of them in the deck, you're going to get an Incubate X, where X is that spell's mana value. Create an incubated token with X+1/+1 counters on it, pay 2 mana, transform it to a Phyrexian with all the +1/+1 counters on it. So, it's worth keeping the Chrome Host Seed Shark around if you can. Yeah, that's why I said it's expensive to build in real life. Time Twister Sea. You can take it off, you can play Windfall. I'm playing Time Twister because it's cheap on Magic Online, and that's primarily what I'm going to play this deck. So, yeah, take it out for Windfall if you'd rather. Trove Tracker, when it dies, you draw a card. You can encore it for 7 mana and do it all again. Chaos Warp bounces the annoying things. Jessica's Will gets you cards and mana on both if you're lucky. Wheel of Fortune is the other reason this deck is so expensive. You're trying to build it in real life because it is what it is. You see a pair of goblins. It's another way of getting a couple of goblins in play. A little bit more expensive, but at instant speed, so it can give you a bit of blocking potential if you need it. Force of Rage comes in as well from Modern Horizons. I forgot this card existed, to be honest, until I was going through the deck looking for token generators. And getting a couple of 3/1 red elemental creature tokens with trample and haste is okay. Yes, we have to sacrifice them, but and if it's not your turn, you may exile a red card rather than pay the mana cost. So there's advantages to it. Prismari command deals a couple of damage to something annoying, or you get to draw a couple, destroy an artifact, create a treasure token. You know the scores, and this is probably one of the most situational commands going. Rite of Replication. Find a creature you really like the look of, kick it, get this up to 9 mana, kick it, and get all those token copies of it instead. Lovely. Empty the Warrens. If you do it in the right order, you may cast them. I think you can still get a whole load of goblin tokens even from exile, but make sure you stack in the right order. This goes on the stack first, and everything else goes before it, so you get the storm count, if I'm doing the reading of the rules correctly. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments down below, but I think that's right. Foray of Orcs, just an amass 2 Orcs. When you do, Foray of Orcs deals X damage to target creature in an opponent controls, where X is the mass army's power. Probably going to be 2 most of the time. We're not really amassing much, but it's just another general. It's a bit of removal and a token. Goblin Wizardry just gives you goblins with prowess. Expensive at 4 mana, but it is an instant. Again, throws off blockers. Mizzic's Mastery lets you replay everything in your graveyard as an instant or sorcery, which could be useful. Pirate's Pillage, draw a couple, get a couple of treasures after discarded. Wildfire Devils comes into play. It's a battlefield at the beginning of your upkeep. Choose a player at random. They exile instant or sorcery from the graveyard, and you can copy it without paying its mana cost. Useful if you've got someone who's playing a mono white deck and they've got Path to Exiles everywhere. You can nick their own ones and use it against their own creatures. Young Dragon can come out if you want to put the signet in, but for me it's here to give us a treasure token at instant speed and then have a nice 3/2 that's in the air attacking. Chain Reaction gives us board control. Jaya, the Fiery Negotiator, gives us a whole load of monks, so we've got small creatures and tokens. Relentless Assault is something you want to try and get off if you can. Yes, it's nice sacking all your tokens off. I'm completely on board with that plan, but getting this going and getting an additional attack step, even better. Unexpected Windfall, treasures and cards and a discard. Gadget Technician is one of the new cards that comes in from the Murders at Karloff Manor. Comes into play, you get this and a 1/1 Thopter. So it's a token you can sacrifice. Aral Storm Conduit, whenever you cast instants or sorceries, it pings everybody for 1. Or target opponent, I should say. Don't know why they did that. They could have just done it for everyone, but War of the Spark, weird set. Scry 1's alright. Copying this instant sorceries, okay as well. Sahili the Gifted is even better because it does give you a servo every turn, or you can do the +1 and drop the cost of your next spell by 1. If you get the -7 off, you're very happy and lucky. Zafi Thunder Conductor, I did a whole deck tech on this a while back. I still think it's fun having someone with Magecraft in play, getting the scries on the go, and if we've got anything that's 5 or more, which we have a few of, we get the Elemental. Don't think we've got anything at 10 or more in this one, but you know, who am I to know? But yeah, 5/5, pay 5 mana, get a 4/4 in addition to whatever that spell does is quite good. Lithothorm Engine gives you a way of copying the instant sorcery spell you control, so bear that in mind. The Mirari Conduit, it gives you returns instants and sorceries from your graveyard, and then until when it goes off on stage 3 you can copy them all when you cast them again. Ether Spout's a bit more board control if you're getting smacked at. Invasion of Archivios is an interesting card, and it's a battlefield you search the library, graveyard or outside the game for an instant or sorcery you control, reveal it and put it in your hand. If you search the library this way, shuffle it. So if anything does get exiled, you can go and get it back. You can't get anything else from outside the game. And then it flips into an enchantment once you kill it for 7. And even if you cast an instant or sorcery from your hand, you may copy it. And you may choose new targets. So hey hum, live with that. Flurry of Horns is just Minotaurs that give us tokens. They're 2/3, they're bigger tokens, they're slightly better. Maybe better to keep them around. Burn the House Down is the Devils. These are quite nice to sacrifice when you're attacking with Kylox because they will lightning bolt something or ping everyone for 1. Double Vision just lets you copy your first instant sorcery each turn. And Gandalf the Grey comes in from Lord of the Rings. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery, choose 1. Tap or untap something. Lightning bolt any opponent. Well, lightning bolt each opponent basically. Copy an instant or sorcery and then put Gandalf on top of its owner's library. Yep, keep bringing Gandalf back where you can. Shark Typhoon gives us even more tokens with all the non-creature spells we're casting, so we have those going. especially now they've fixed it on MTGO. Well done, Daybreak Games, by the way, for realising the bug and sorting out the same day as you release Murder at Karloff Manor. Inspiring Refrain is just purely here because it does the suspend thing and gives us some cards. So I quite like having these ones in play. Just pay 3 mana once and just get extra bonus cards every couple of turns. Storm of Saruman. Cast your second spell, copy it. Ooh, sorry, yawn came through then. I couldn't press the pause button. So yeah, nice way of copying things with the enchantments. Ancient Copper Dragon just gives you the treasures to cast everything. Arcane Bombardment, you just get to have all your instants of sorceries go to exile for a little while. Then whenever you play the first one each turn, you get to copy everything that's already there. Brudiclaw Telecore Engineer. Creature tokens you control have haste. At the beginning of the combat on your turn, create a 2/1 blue Phyrexian Mere artifact token. You may choose a token you control. If you do, each other token you control becomes a copy of that token. Great if you've got a load of treasures, turn them into 2/1s, upset people, smack them in the face. Melik the Izzet Paragon is also here. Reveal the top card. You'll play with the top card revealed. Cast instant sorcery on top of your library. Whenever you cast instant sorcery, copy it. And 1000 Year Storm does the whole copying thing multiple times if you need it. Brass's Bounty gives you even more treasures. Brass's Bounty gives you even more treasures. See where I'm going with this. Anyway, Fury of the Horde, just exile a couple of red spells, get an extra attack step. Elemental Masterpiece, get the blue 4/4 elemental creature tokens or a treasure if you're desperate for mana. Ancient Silver Dragon lets you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game and you get to draw a whole load of cards. And Insurrection, let's just nick everybody else's creatures and attack them with it. Okay then. Blasphemous Act controls the board, and Storm King's Thunder is probably a card that can come out, in all honesty, as another choice to take out for Arcane Signet. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not really sure why I have it in here because it's very expensive. So while I'm live doing the recording, we'll drop this out, and I am going to put in the Ethereum Horn Sorcerer because I just like it, and the Cascade is very useful occasionally. But that's it. This has been my take on Kylox Visionary Inventor. Hope you've enjoyed the deck tech today. I'll be back tomorrow with another one and probably another one after that as well. But for now, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this one and hopefully you come and see me play it on stream. Link down below, and hopefully you've hit the subscribe button like I asked you to earlier. Thank you very much. Catch you soon. Take care. Bye.